you think of the song Tuna in the Brine by Silverchair? My time to shine like a tuna in the brine.
I need to re-listen to the albums because I spent ages making my playlist, and that was one of the ones I must have taken off very early on.
That's a very good song.
Took it off early on.
You might have to put it back on.
Yeah, there's no room. Still need to shave 8 minutes off to make it. I'm also working hard on a best of NoFX playlist.
I only know Pump Up the Volume, so I'll be of no use to you.
Because I'm seeing them in summer.
Are you?
Yeah, they're touring with Alkaline Trio. I've made their best of, and it's about 10 minutes over, but it's about 40 tracks long. Because they've got so many songs that are a minute long.
Yeah, standard punk, innit? You gotta have Dinosaurs Will Die on there, because that's the greatest song they've ever written.
I think so.
You best so.
Also, Bottles to the Ground.
That's on that album as well, isn't it?
That's why I mentioned it, because I wouldn't... Louise, really like that song as well.
Very explicit lyrics.
Yes.
What about the second track, Take Two Placebos? That's the...
Take 2 placebos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
Because the verse in that's brilliant.
Take 2 placebos, and you can call me lame.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, my mate, he's a punk, and he's big into his punk and stuff. He's got a vinyl of that album in Valiant Blue.
When I was a teenager, I wanted to start a punk band that would do like covers of late 90s pop acts, like NSYNC, do punk versions, and have 7 members like Slipknot.
They did have 9.
Oh, did they? Well, it'd be a lot of members, not polyphonic spree amount of members. But,
Not registered sex offenders in white gowns.
but more like Slipknot. But it'd be a punk band and covers band, and it'd be called S-Punk 7.
That's great. That's brilliant. Yeah, I got a feeling this one's too serious and too deep about music. There's not enough happy fun time.
No, that's in the second half.
Which happens now when you whip your cock out.
Also, we're not drinking as much. No, we are drinking.
I'm drinking more than last time.
We're not actually getting drunk.
No.
I'm starting to feel a warmth of drunk now.
Should have another burrito.
Do you want another one?
Maybe in a bit. They were really nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm really...
But if you're saving some for tomorrow, then I don't want to...
It's a constant battle every day not to eat myself stupid because she makes amazing food.
That's good.
Did you see that thing, right, fisting the massive pork joint?
I saw... Yeah. You'd never called me a massive pork joint before.
When you went upstairs on the phone and I was talking to her, she kept like spreading bits of the meat, cutting like a slit and spreading it and like poking it and saying, "What's this look like?" I'm like, "Get your fist in there."
I'm looking at your movie collection. It's good.
I don't watch films as much as I used to. Music is something that I've kept going with, but I studied film and then afterwards I kind of drew back from it.
Got some good films. Spaceballs, I haven't watched for years and years and years.
I still feel like there's lots of classic films that I need to catch up on.
Have you watched Galaxy Quest, by the way?
Oh, I love Galaxy
Great.
Quest.
I saw it at cinema.
Really? That's
years
cool.
ago. It's so good. I didn't know what to expect.
That came out in '98.
So funny. So just the fact that like, it must be exactly what Star Trek nerds must be like building blueprints of the ship and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It was spot on. What they intended to make
was
that
Star
movie,
Trek, wasn't it?
They got it perfectly. What the balance
and the conventions,
the balance of parody and all the conventions they used, they got everything so perfect.
And there's Sigourney Weaver in it.
Yeah. Talking of Sigourney Weaver, have you heard the news about the Alien movies?
No.
Officially signed director Neil Blomkamp.
Heard of.
Who did District 9.
I thought Peter Jackson did District 9.
No, you think if Peter Jackson produced District 13, which is a different film completely, maybe. I think he did.
What, the French film? Is he South African?
Yeah, it might have been produced by Peter Jackson.
Maybe that's what it was. He had a link to it.
But it was written and directed by Neil Blomkamp.
That's a great film, District 9.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And then he's done Elysium, which I didn't see, which starred Matt Damon, which I'd like to see, which is another sci-fi movie. And especially now I'd like to see it because he's been announced as the writer and director of Alien 5.
Alien 5. Is Sigourney Weaver in it?
Well, the thing is, the reason this has all come about is that he commissioned a storyboard artist, not storyboard artist, just an artist in general, to produce these ideas that he's come up with, and it was pictures of new aliens, and it was pictures of Sigourney Weaver. And do you remember the character Hicks?
Yeah, it was played by Michael Biehn.
Yeah.
Dwayne Hicks.
Scarred face version of him.
When's it set? Between Aliens 2 and 3?
No, after.
But he died.
Well, that's the thing. He's got a scarred face.
Is he playing? Here's Al Pacino. While you're on that note, my dad had a graphic novel, an alien graphic novel, that was set between 2 and 3, where Ripley's taken out of stasis and sent to do a mission before she goes back.
That's really cool.
I don't know if it was written before Alien 3 came out, so therefore it wasn't right, but it could have fitted in. And it was set with her in another one. I think Newt might have been in it as well.
Because in start of 3, spoiler alert for a 20-year-old movie, Newt died.
As does Hicks.
But in this artwork that he'd done, Hicks was alive but older and had a scarred face.
Is Michael Biehn going to be in it?
They haven't announced that yet. Clearly the artwork was his face.
Obviously, you bring back Bill Paxton.
Oh my god, yes.
Hudson in it.
Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
So they've officially announced Alien 5, and it's going to be written and directed by Neil Blomkamp, and then produced by Ridley Scott. And Ridley Scott will also be at least producing Prometheus 2 alongside it at the same time.
Interesting.
So I'm hoping, they said they're going to be separate movies, but I'm hoping there's some interaction and they bring the franchise back properly, or at least end it properly. Because Sigourney said that she was interested if this Neil Blomkamp guy directs it.
Okay.
It's the much needed end to the franchise because it's left. You can't leave it on Alien versus Predator 2.
No, Requiem.
But I was happier leaving it on Prometheus than that.
Yeah, definitely. AVP is sort of its own thing.
Yeah, I try not to count it.
Yeah.
But even it continued, at least the first one, it had, what's his face, who was the android.
Yeah, who plays Waylon.
Yeah.
He was also in a thing called Millennium.
Yes.
Which I never watched.
Fuck, what's his... Lance Henriksen.
Lance Henriksen, yeah.
That's it.
What's he called as an alien?
Does it begin with a B?
No.
Are you sure?
His name is...
I want to say Boris.
No, it's a surname.
Bjorn Borg.
No, you're thinking of the Borgs from Star Trek.
No, yeah, possibly.
And the tennis player.
And the tennis player.
We're going to sit here in silence until we get this name. No.
Why do I feel like it was a Burr? Bishop.
Oh, it's Bishop, isn't it?
It is a
prick.
Bishop.
Yeah.
You prick. It's a B.
Yeah, it's a B. I was stuck on Hicks and Hudson. I was thinking HHH. Triple H. District 9 was produced by... Peter Jackson was one of the producers, and it was a Wingnut production.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. I knew he had some sort of link to it.
That explains how good the computer effects were for such
it looks stunning.
It was a small budget movie.
Even now I think it would look good. The best bit of that film, for another plot spoiler, is when that guy, Cobus, fires that rocket launcher and he grabs it. That's amazing. Because the way the perspective looks, you don't quite get what's happening. And you think it's fire, and then he just grabs it. It's genius. It's so good.
I think he could make a really good Alien movie.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Based on that, and it is a fan. I've got a story about the cinema of that. I went to see it with my stepdad.
Which one? What, District 9?
District 9. We work. My stepdad's pitch and putt course. Yeah. We were working there, and then one night he was like, "I've heard this film District 9 is quite good. I didn't know anything about it." He's like, "I've heard it's meant to be really good." So I was like, "Solid, we'll go see it." He doesn't usually watch many films like that. So we went to the cinema. We were going to the casino afterwards. So we all dressed up really nice, both of us. So we all. Me, my split personality, him, his split personality. We went to the cinema and we sat down. The cinema was empty. It was a Saturday night. It was like 2 people over the other side of the cinema and us 2. And that was it. And we sat on the left side as well, down the middle, about midway. 2 people, 2 women with big hair, sat in front of us.
Punched him in the back of the head.
We should have. The whole cinema was empty. Apart from 2 people, they sat in front of us. We sat there, we just looked around at each other like, is this really happening? Is this a joke? It's like Trigger Happy, where 2 fat people sit in front with the big afros.
Like you're being punked or something.
Yeah. They literally, the cinema clear were like, is this...
I was thinking of doing an erotic version of that show. Called S-Punked.
I thought you mean District 9, I was mean District Shine.
District 69.
Yeah, there you go. Why didn't I think of that? That's good.
Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and we saw that film and we didn't know what to expect, and it was phenomenal. Because it's just like, it's a one-off film. I don't think they should do another one.
No, it's not, actually.
Everyone online goes on, oh, they should definitely do a sequel. Because of the fact of how it ends and the fact they go, oh, we're coming back in 10 years or
because
something.
he built quite an original world.
Yeah. But it's so clever that, like I said, what everyone's saying, he says in the film, like, he's like, why do they come to South Africa? So, because you assume they're going to come to like a big city.
Mm.
But it's like, wouldn't they come to somewhere where they need that, whatever it's got? Like, they're inferior. Mm. But again, that's another film where people sit there and have this political satire about it, or say like, oh, it represents the state of things and all that. Mm. It might do, but just watch it as a sci-fi film.
Yeah. It's nice for it to have that little extra layer, though.
Yeah, oh no, it never hurts, does it? That's the thing, but I think people get too bogged down about making it social.
But that got me... That news about another Alien movie.
That's really good, yeah.
I love the Alien movies.
I prefer them to Predator.
Oh, definitely. Have you seen the Blu-ray versions?
No.
They are super duper. They are super. It should say it on the front, just super duper. The Blu-ray it's not the director's cut because Fincher refused to have any part of Alien 3 since it's been made. But the extended and slightly rejigged version, where they actually, for the Blu-ray edition, they got some of the original cast back in to re-record dialogue parts, so they could actually put extra scenes back in that were previously deleted because the audio was too poor. That's the length that they've gone in it. And so it's the best version of Alien 3, which was the weakest movie, which is now not as weak. It's not as good as the first two, but it's probably better than Resurrection.
There's a certain feel to 3 and 4, which for me, with the artwork of Geiger, it almost fits in more. But I think that's because Alien and Aliens are kind of movies in their own right. Mm. And you don't think too much about the artwork of the place. Mm. Because you don't really get as much backstory about the aliens, about those xenomorphs and all that.
No, the backstory's all in
3 and 4.
Oh, it's actually in Prometheus, a lot of it.
Yeah, in terms of like that sort, but in terms of like, it seems like they're kind of going on, they're making more popular the ideas of all the things people liked about aliens in 3 and 4. Mm. Because it like Alien 3 is very dark. Mm. It's got that sort of feel to it. It's kind of...
Part of it wanted to go back to the first one.
In a way, but it's not...
One of the things that separates it for me is that it's got 90s CGI in both of them.
In, what, 3 and 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 has that bit with the dog alien shit. Mm. Alien Resurrection, again, was a bit...
Do you know who wrote Alien Resurrection?
I do know, Joss Whedon did.
And...
that's for people listening, that's the man who wrote Toy Story. It is.
Yeah, I know. Do you know the crew of that original? There's like
You said about this in Firefly.
Yeah, it's the crew of that ship that goes onto the big Wayland ship, and all the character types. They were the basis for the characters in Firefly. If you compare the pilot.
Yeah, you said something about that. Yeah, wasn't the weird little guy meant to be Wash? Yeah,
the equivalent of Wash.
Ron Perlman was meant to be Fillion?
No, Ron Perlman was Jane.
Oh, okay.
The equivalent of Jane.
Okay.
Joss Whedon did actually say it was the basis for Firefly.
We need to have an episode dedicated to that. Because you know what? I watched them all on your recommendation. Mm. And to be fair, Steve did, our mate did as well. Mm. I've not seen. He had Serenity on DVD. Mm. And he said, "Oh, it's great, but really you need to watch Firefly first."
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And then when I got Netflix, it had Firefly on, and I sat down one night with a whiskey. And I thought, right, I'm going to give this a go. And I was hooked. And I kind of don't want to watch it again purely because it hurts to know there's only a limited amount of episodes.
It's so limited. And
it's so good.
Do you know what hurts more? When I tell you that Joss Whedon had a 7-season plan for it. The same goes for...
I guess you have to, if he was to ever do it, he'd have to write off the film.
Yeah, because I imagine with the film, he kind of put a lot of the end game into it.
It is a great film, and it works well.
I can't believe how well it works, considering that you could watch that without seeing anything else.
Can you?
You can watch. Yeah, you can. I saw it before. I saw the show.
Really?
You can watch it without seeing any of the show, and it makes sense, and it's still a good fun movie. but then you watch the show and it's like the beautiful ending that you needed.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched the show, then I watched the film. And the great thing for me, usually something gets ruined for me, and I always find out something, even when I try and avoid it. I didn't know all the things that happened. I don't want to say it on this because I don't want to ruin it to anyone, but all the things that happened in that film, I wasn't ready for.
It's too late for it to come back now.
Yeah.
I think. Because Nathan Fillion is not aging well.
Has he got fat?
Yeah.
Has he become Mark Hamill?
Yeah. The next Mark Hamill. But like, is it Marina Baccarin? Is the
Marina Baccarin? She's the what they call the prostitutes.
They have a
companions.
Companion, a very nice name for them.
She's in a lot of things.
Yeah, she was in Homeland.
Is she still good looking?
She looks almost exactly the same.
Yeah. Should bring Christina Hendricks back.
Oh my god, yes. I also like
Jewel State.
Jewel State.
Jewel State's lovely.
Dirty mechanic.
Dirty, yeah. That was the thing in the flashback episode where you see her shagging that guy.
Yeah.
And you weren't. I didn't clock it was her.
No, because that's not the character she comes across as in any of the other episodes.
That's it. It kind of made me a bit jealous.
Or when she's in the really fancy dress in that episode.
What, in like the ball gown and all that? Yeah. Even
it's really well cast. That
Summer
show.
Glau's quite cool.
Yeah, don't you think that whole show is so
perfect.
well cast?
The doctor guy, Summer Glau's brother, he's brilliant. In fact, you can buy the t-shirts Jane wears. I was going to buy some, yeah.
I really recommend Dollhouse.
That's with Faith.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Eliza Dushku. I mean, it's only 2 seasons. It's 24 episodes, I think, 25 maybe. So it's not a big commitment to get into. I really recommend that, and there are so many like little bit parts from people in other Joss Whedon shows. Obviously, first of all, I mean, Buffy is always going to be Joss Whedon's
love child.
Yeah, magnum opus.
Is that like Magnum PI? Or?
Yeah, magnum opus.
Or the ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Avengers, the main one.
Yeah. And the ever so slightly disappointing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Was it? I never watched any of it.
We've stopped watching. It's season 2. We stopped watching about 5-6 episodes in. It got amazing around about episode 15 of season 1.
You said something like that, like it was really slow burning. And...
Yeah, and then it started to get better and better, and it hit a peak at about 15 where you're like, oh my god, we're so glad we kept with this. And then it went back, season 2, it kind of reined back in again.
Maybe it'll do it again.
Maybe it will, but we stopped watching because we've got into Star Trek Next Gen.
See, sometimes you get that, like certain things you just kind of, you get so far and then you just kind of think, not really bothered anymore.
But yeah, definitely, if you've got, I don't know what you're watching at the moment.
Peaky Blinders.
What?
Peaky Blinders.
What's that?
It's, do you know Cillian Murphy?
Yeah.
Scarecrow.
Yeah. I know more as the guy from
28 Days Later.
28 Days Later, so that's what I know more from.
It's set in 1919 in Birmingham. And it's set just after the First World War. Hence it being 1919. And it's basically it's set in Birmingham. It's about a street gang, who control like betting, like sort of like rigged betting stuff and all that. They're like brothers, basically, the Shelby family and affiliates or whatever. They're called the Peaky Blinders because their newsboy caps, that are like flat caps but a bit puffier, have razor blades sewn into them. Right. So when they fight people, they just take the caps off. It was real.
Oh, that's cool.
It's in real life. They used to do this in Birmingham. Just for a fun game. No. They used to just there was like a gang called the Peaky Blinders, who were a real gang. They've come back from the war and they're pretty fucked up from the First World War. They're all in the trenches and stuff. And they used to do the job when people digging alongside the enemy trenches and all that. It's a good line between a solid British drama. Yeah. Because British are good at their period dramas. It's a line between that and a real crime, violent thing. There's moments in it where you're like, fucking hell, that just happened. Like, it kind of has the kind of feel of. It's a Netflix original apparently now. I don't know if it started. It's a BBC series. Right. Okay. But it starts off kind of like it's slightly tongue in cheek every now and then.
Do you mean tongue in ass cheek?
Yeah, lot of gay rimming going on. It ticks over well. Like it's half period drama, half violent crime. It keeps you interested, I think. And it's cool because it's kind of like when you get them kind of British shows with like the kind of the caps and that you kind of expect a certain thing from like Call the Midwife. Right, yeah. But it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's violent, but it works really well. And Cillian Murphy's great. I think he's a good actor. Anyway.
I think he's a really good actor. Actually.
But he's real. He's sociopathic almost in this, and he's sometimes I'm not sure the Birmingham accents. His is good, but every now and then I'm not sure if they're just trying...
He's one of these people that doesn't seem to age as well, annoyingly.
My missus was saying he's got perfect complexion, like you watch him. I think he's got such a great look. It's evil. Do you know what I mean? He looks evil. But he is a good actor. 28 Days Later, great film. Great film. Danny Boyle's best film, I reckon.
For me, it's his best film as well.
Yeah.
Slumdog Millionaire was really good.
I've not seen that. I've seen Sunshine, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, I quite liked
I thought I would hate it, but it was really good.
This is going to sound so weird, but do you know Dev Patel, who was the lead actor in Slumdog Millionaire? He was also in
Skins.
Yeah,
Young boy.
I think he was also in the M. Night Shyamalan, the Avatar movie.
Airbender.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
I've seen it.
Yeah, is it bad? Is it
sole,
based on an anime or something?
Yeah, the sole reason I chose to watch it is because I heard that they spend the whole film calling each other benders. That to me was worth it.
Yeah.
I was going to watch it. But I met Dev Patel in a toilet in London. It wasn't planned.
Talking to benders.
Yeah. I went to, it was a Woody Allen movie rap party.
Rat party?
Rap.
Okay. Well, did you meet Woody Allen?
I didn't meet Woody Allen.
Did you see him?
I'll get onto that.
Okay.
It was, my friend Jasper invited me to, he'd been working on a Woody Allen movie. Yeah, do you want some maple?
Yeah.
My man maple. My sticky man maple.
Yeah, sticky lump of wood. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
As sponsored by Jim Beam.
Yeah.
Sticky man
Jim's
maple.
Beam.
Yeah. Jim's manly beam. Yeah, I went to a rap party because he'd been working on... I can't remember what the movie was. It had Anthony Hopkins in and...
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, as written by Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
Meet Joe Black.
I can't remember what it was, but it definitely had him in and Josh Brolin. Because we got to the party. It was somewhere in Harrow, I think. Clearly a very posh, expensive area. We went in and they said, and they handed over the menu saying, what do you want to drink? We looked at the prices and it was 15 quid for a bottle of wine. No, a glass of wine, sorry. A small glass of wine.
Why were you there?
Because he'd worked on the movie. He was...
Your mate?
Yeah, he was like a runner or production assistant on the movie and he had a +1. And I have no idea why he invited me, but I was very grateful. Very, very grateful.
Was it the anal after party he invited you for?
So he invited me and... Yeah, that's the first thing I remember from it is getting there and it was 15 quid for a small glass of wine or 15 quid for a bottle of beer.
Fucking hell.
And then they said, are you with the Woody Allen after party? And we're like, oh yeah, we are. They didn't ask for any proof of it. I mean, we were, but they didn't ask for any proof of it. And he said, oh okay, well, this menu's actually the free menu then. My mind exploded. That led to me getting very, very drunk that night.
Fucking hell, that's amazing.
Shortly after that, we met Josh Brolin, which he'd already met. He knew this guy's...
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. He knew this guy's name, obviously son of... who is the guy who was in Alien? His dad also with the surname Brolin.
Mr. Brolin, Senior.
Yeah.
I don't know who... I
He's
feel really
not
bad
that generation of actors.
Oh shit, is in the guy who gets done in the tunnels?
Yeah.
With the flamethrower?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was...
Yeah, I can't remember his name though.
Because it wasn't he the one people thought would be the main part, and he gets killed off. As is John Hurt.
Well, yeah, but he gets killed after John Hurt in the movie.
Yeah, but like them two are meant to be the biggest actors at the time.
He's about an hour in. So yeah, Josh Brolin we met, and I've got a picture somewhere of Josh Brolin with me sort of having a happy, like, I'm meeting an actor.
Is he alright? Is he a nice guy?
Yeah, he was pissed. So he seemed in quite a good mood. He was happy he'd never met me before, never seen me before. But he like kind of stood next to me and put his arm around me. I think like, hey.
Was he the Fonz? You met the Fonz as well, yeah?
Looked across the bar and saw who's that guy who was in Skyfall? As
Daniel Craig. Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Well, he was there. Was it No Country for Old Men you were at or something?
He was just there at the bar.
Really?
I just saw
at the Bardem.
At the Bardem. I just saw him at the bar, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" That was quite exciting. And then we went. There was
No Country for Old Men been released at this point?
Yeah.
So you know he was like that fucked up character with the air gun, the air canister.
Yeah. But I knew him, I think, more from...
Beautiful.
Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Is that with Penelope Cruz?
Yes.
I've not seen that.
Scarlett Johansson. Yes, which was also a Woody Allen movie.
Because she became his muse, didn't she, after like all this shit?
Yeah, so he was there at the bar, but I think then we were... I don't know whether we walked naturally or we were kind of into the downstairs area, which clearly a lot of the more sort of teenage or 20-somethings were in that kind of area.
Ready for Woody Allen's penis.
Yeah, that's where they were kept.
Yeah.
Strung up. All inbred.
And legally adopted to him.
Yes. So we were down there and I kept looking at... There was a guy and I was like, I think that's Dev Patel from Slumdog Millionaire, which had just come out at that point, and he was with the girl from it, clearly very close, and they were like making out and shit. I think he like had a really short thing with her. He was dating her briefly, but then I walked into the toilet. I made some kind of joke and I made him laugh, and then I...
Did you say, do you want to see my Slumdog Millionaire?
Yeah. Shall I slump my dog in you and make you a... I don't know. Yeah, so I met him in the toilet. Yeah. Then, probably an hour or something later...
You did a film with Danny Boyle, but did you make her Fanny Boyle?
Then we walked up the stairs a while later, quite a bit drunk, and we got to the top of the steps, and then a security guard kind of pushed us back to stop us from coming through, and then I saw hobbling down the steps, led by his wife / adopted daughter, Woody Allen, walked in front of me.
Did you smell him?
No, wasn't quite near enough to smell him. I tried, but my senses weren't that good. But yeah, there was Woody Allen walking by, hobbling down the steps.
Bloody hell.
That was cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. That beats my Matt Bellamy story.
I didn't get to touch him or anything. That's what I wanted to do, but I'd probably push him over.
You don't want to be done for killing an old celebrity. He's done some really good films. Some very funny films. But he's a bit creepy in real life. What with the whole thing with his adopted daughter.
Yeah, there's not like...
Mia Farrow was really hot as well.
Doesn't really do it for me. Really,
Rosemary's Baby? Not asking if Rosemary's Baby does
it for me.
Yeah.
Maybe for Woody Allen, yeah. I don't know.
But... Have you seen Rosemary's Baby?
Yeah.
Don't you think Mia Farrow is really hot in that?
She's too skinny.
I like her. Agree to disagree.
I don't know what else to say after, where do you go from Woody Allen marrying his adopted stepdaughter that he had with Mia Farrow?
Yeah, true.
He knows how to live.
He does. He knows how to live like a pedo. Old films. What films do you like? Have you watched any Hitchcock?
I love Rope, which I don't actually have. This goes back to my other comment of Bleach. I need to get Bleach. I love Rope. That's my favourite Hitchcock film. And then, obviously, I love Psycho, because you got to love Psycho.
I like Home Birds.
What do you fancy having?
Whatever. You recommend something.
Cock. Sloppy cock.
I'm starting to feel it now.
You're welcome to try some of the Jack Daniel's Winter Jack.
Are you meant to freeze it? Is that why it's called Winter Jack?
Can
I have a couple of ice cubes in it?
There is a special way to have it. Pour Winter Jack into a pot and place on the stove top. Heat, do not boil. Fill cup and enjoy warm. Do you want to do that?
Sounds like your anus. Let me have a look.
It's probably too much effort.
Yeah. Shall I just drink it? Like on the back it says, whiskey 37%, apple juice 4.3%, as if apple juice is an alcohol. Is it going to be nice room temperature? Womb temperature.
Don't like it at womb temperature.
No?
I'm going to try a bit of the Aberlour. It's my favourite proper whiskey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Put that one back.
Do you want to try a little bit of this?
Do you think... No, you save it for yourself. Be careful though, you're going to rip the cork off.
No, it sounds like when I pull a dildo out of my ass.
And then you sniff it like that. They say with whiskey you're meant to leave it to... Once you poured it, leave it for a while before you drink it.
Oh, that's proper strong.
What is it? Percentage?
It's about 60.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the whole Blink-182 thing,
Okay.
which you don't seem to know much about.
No.
Well, you know, obviously, that Blink-182 got back together.
Yeah, they had a hiatus a few years ago after their emo album.
They broke up in 2005.
So after, let's get this straight, after Take Off Your Pants and Jacket,
Yeah.
what was their next album?
It was the self-titled one, which had Feeling This and Miss You.
Was that before or after
That was
all the other
2000.
bands they did? Like Plus 44 and
That-
Angels and Airwaves?
Yeah,
Boxcar Racer?
Boxcar Racer was a side project between Take Off Your Pants and Jacket and
Blink-182.
Blink-182. Then they split up in 2005, released a Greatest Hits, which was pretty good. You know, I approved of what they picked on the track listing for the Greatest Hits.
Farron approved.
Yeah, very Farron approved. FAP. FAP approved.
Yeah. Approved.
Approved. Then Plus 44 was Mark Hoppus and Travis's band.
And also the dialing code for the UK.
Yes. Angels and Airwaves was Tom DeLonge's band. And then in, I think, 2010-ish, they reformed, did a tour, then did an album. It was a bit more serious than Blink-182 should be, but it was pretty good. At the end of last year, it was on the eve of them going in to record another album. Kept trying to get in touch with Tom DeLonge, he's meant to be one of their friends, to get in touch with him to say, okay, we're recording this album. They'd actually booked studio time in January. They got an email from his management saying he's not interested in participating in any Blink-182 projects at the current time, which is exactly the email they got right before they broke up the last time. So rather than keeping it quiet and just like discussing it, trying to get hold of him or trying to get hold of his management, they went public with it and said, this is the email we've received from Tom's management. We're now continuing Blink without Tom DeLonge. Basically, they'd already got a tour booked for this year, and so they've replaced him.
With who? John Frusciante?
Oh my god, that would be amazing. They replaced him from with Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio.
I've heard of Alkaline Trio. I don't really know much of their stuff. I know they were very big in that sort of vein.
That time. I'm trying to think of other songs. Do you remember the song "Stupid Kid" by Alkaline Trio?
I don't really think I know anything of theirs.
Would you not? It was very punk rock, but with slightly darker lyrics.
Okay.
Is that too strong?
Yeah. It's got a good flavour.
Are you crying?
No, I do this when I get tears in my eyes, when I'm cold and the wind's in my face, when I'm tired, when I watch Disney films. It's something that happens. People think I'm crying.
But you're just aroused.
Yeah, yeah. So beautiful. I get that a lot. Or when the wind's in my face. Like when it's cold, I cry. Not emotionally, just physically.
But also,
Tom DeLonge, Alkaline Trio.
Oh yeah, the guy from Alkaline Trio, he's replacing Tom DeLonge on their next tour. So Tom replies on Facebook and Twitter, "I've not quit the band. What are you talking about? I've been working on songs."
Song DeLonge.
Song DeLonge. And it keeps going back and forth like this, and basically they start bitching at each other, doing different interviews, like Mark and Travis doing interviews with Rolling Stone, and going back and forth.
This whiskey's nice, adding a bit of water.
Is it?
Abalur. What is it?
A blur. A blur.
A blur.
So, but eventually it was clear that they were breaking up and they were not speaking to each other and they're not going to get back together. Tom then put something out saying, March the 1st, I've got an album or EP coming out called Songs Without a Home. So that's basically going to be all the songs he was working on for when they got back together. You think he would have
told them?
Well, that's him trying to... I mean, the way that they came across in this whole thing is that he's been a dick to them again. So that's him trying to regain some of his fan base. Because he'd recently gained new ground with Angels and Airwaves because he'd made the best album of Angels and Airwaves' career. I think it was their 4th album. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So he'd finally become like a musician in his own right, other than Blink-182, and respected for it. and then he fucked it up.
Was it good then?
Yeah, and a couple of weeks later, he fucked it up.
He seems to have a weird thing with them because it's like they were always a kind of tongue-in-cheek band. For me, I don't know much of the stuff after that, but it seemed they got shit once they stopped taking when they started taking themselves seriously.
Yeah, I feel that they should always be that slightly tongue-in-cheek band.
The Aretha Chronicles DVD and all that.
Yeah, he was always the guy trying to be the authentic musician and be a bit.
Do you think
pretentious with it? Yeah, he's that one. But at the same time, he seemed the one that was the most stupid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He looked the most stupid, as bad as that sounds.
Yeah.
And his voice and everything, he seemed like maybe that was it. Like he kind of thought that he was the one that was always never taken seriously. Because Travis is a shit hot drummer. Mark Hoppus had the kind of standard voice that you kind of. It doesn't sound stupid. It's a voice that could be applied in most genres.
It was a bit punk, but it was also kind of a warming voice.
Who?
Mark Hoppus's voice.
It was more like normal. It didn't have that whininess. But then Tom DeLonge was most distinctive, but it had that kind of teenage nasal sort of thing to it, which is like synonymous with like late 90s American punk. It fit, didn't it? Really. Same with like bands like Newfound Glory and all that. They had a very non-serious image, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Who did My Friends Over Me? My Friends.
Yeah, that was Newfound Glory.
Yeah. All that sort of stuff.
That's a very sort of similar whiny kind of All American Rejects.
Yeah.
That's the whiny sound.
Good Charlotte, even.
Yeah, that's.
They probably all came from the Tom DeLonge sort of school of punk.
Yeah, but he wanted to be bigger than that. I remember reading something in an interview he did where he was asked to name his like top 5 or 10 albums of all time. I think it was top 5, and he put the debut Angels and Airways album in that top 5. Yeah, at like number 2 or something.
What a cunt.
Alongside, he said he was trying to make an album that was like a mixture of Blink-182, Coldplay, and U2, and Depeche Mode, I think, as well.
It's got a big Depeche Mode in there.
So this whole thing happened with Blink-182, and Mark and Travis are still going to continue the legacy of Blink-182, but with Matt Skiba on this tour, and because they've actually been friends with this guy for a long time, they're hoping that he might join officially. But that's not set in stone. Yeah. So in the time being...
Shanti Klinghoffer situation.
Yeah. In the time being, Tom's going to release this Songs Without a Home EP or album. It's probably going to be like 6 songs that he was working on for it. And he's played it, and they sound a bit Blink-182. There's one song that sounded old school Blink-182. There's one song that sounded a bit more like a B-side of Angels and Airwaves. So I'm very interested. I can't wait for that to come out. But I'm just wondering if in the run-up to it, he's going to change the lyrics. So it'll be about the breakup of Blink-182. I don't know if you know how well you know Bare Naked Ladies, but they had 2 lead singers, and one of them left.
Oh, I didn't know at all. I don't know.
And the first album they had to come out after he left, the lyrics were very clearly about that guy leaving. Oh, okay. So obviously.
Did they not like each other then? Or?
They got on really well. They were like best friends for like 20 years. And then he fell out with them and left. And the lyrics were clearly about that. And I'm hoping with this Tom DeLonge thing, he's going to like change all the lyrics so it's about that and be singing about Mark and Travis.
That's it. Weren't they in Plus 40? Both of them in Plus 44, were they?
No, Mark and Travis were.
Yeah. If
you were to pick someone to replace Tom and Blink-182, who would you logically pick, and who in your wildest dreams would you pick?
To form some sort of supergroup, maybe like Billy Joe Armstrong. But see, my sort of punk knowledge at that time is pretty much limited to Offspring, Blink, and Green Day. So you need someone who can sing as well.
See, I think
Davey Havok.
That'd be cool. I think you have to have someone who like normally plays guitar as well, because Tom plays guitar
like Dexter Holland.
Yeah,
that would work.
That would work, but Offspring is still going.
So someone who's out of the loop at the moment. That's a toughie. So I'd be tempted to say someone a bit more like modern. Would they have to play guitar and sing?
Yeah, I think to pick a logical choice.
JJ72 guy.
Oh my god, that'd be weird. He's not punk rock enough.
That could work. Take him in a more talented direction. Let's see, mate.
What would it sound like?
It sounds a mixture of like JJ72 and Blink-182. And they both got letters and numbers in their name, so it's meant to be.
Yeah. Blink-1872.
Yeah. someone who's got the full package, but not. See, I know it sounds bad, but as good as Blink-182 were, they're quite a limited band.
Yeah.
Apart from Travis.
Yeah.
He's the most talented member in terms of he's a phenomenal drummer. You'd have to have someone that wouldn't overdo it. Like, because I'd be tempted to say someone like I'm just thinking of frontman like Matt Bellamy, but I think they'd be a bit above it.
I'd pick Derek Whibley from Sum 41.
That could work. That very well.
Because
the one who's with Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, he's recently gone through the whole divorce thing and alcoholism, and
has he?
Yeah, and Sum 41 isn't really a band anymore at the moment. He's trying to
Again,
record
word numbers.
Yeah, it's Blink 1841.
Some 182.
Yeah, something like
Someone.
that. Yeah,
82.
Someone 82.
Yeah.
And he's a guitarist as well, and he's a songwriter. I think that would be
that would actually work a hell of a lot better.
That makes the most sense as far as I can work out. Because Alkaline Trio is still going as a band. What
about the main guy from Jimmy Eat World? I know they're going still as a band.
They're still going, and their music's too different for me. There's way more.
He's got a more Tom DeLonge voice. Derek Whibley, is that his name? Whibley.
Yeah, but it's a bit more raspy, I think.
Is that why Avril Lavigne divorcing? Because his name is Whibley.
Well, she's now married to
Chad Kroeger.
Yeah, Chad Kroeger from Nickelback.
From Nickelback.
Who then he shaved his facial hair
and his top hair.
Yeah, he had a makeover to make himself look younger, so it wouldn't look weird.
Chad Kroeger.
And they're both Canadian, so.
As was Derek Whibley.
As was Wibbly Wobbly.
Wibbly Wobbly. Was that the headline when he went into his alcoholism? Wibbly Wobbly. Feel bad saying that. Quite like them.
But I like the fact that you said Matt Bellamy, because that's absolutely ridiculous. That would never happen in a million years. No. You might as well pick someone like Serge Tankian.
Yes. That could work.
Yeah. Imagine that. Serge singing Tom DeLonge's parts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a more serious Blink song. Do you remember Stay Together for the Kids?
Yeah.
It was So here's your genocide.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy it this time. You killed all the children.
Yeah. Here we are on the very first day.
Then he would start getting Mark to start singing in the style of his Darren Malakian.
Yeah.
So here's your genocide. Yeah. And then eventually it would become just them singing Blink-182 songs in the style of System of a Down.
Yeah.
I would go see that live show in a second.
So if you were to pick your super group out of rock, metal, punk, guitarist, bassist, drummer and singer.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You may be allowed a singer who plays guitar.
To do backing vocals at the same time.
But you can't. You can have the guitarist do backing vocals, stuff like that, but the main premise is singer, guitarist.
One of each.
But if the singer's guitarist, you got to give prominence to the other guitarist.
I still think the question is too limiting because we're too into music we'd have to pick one set for each genre.
You'd have to go for it then.
But if I'd have to pick one,
I think we both agree on the same guitarist.
Yes, we would, without a doubt.
Chaz from Chaz and Dave. Was he even the guitarist? I don't know.
I don't know.
Dave. Chaz or Dave.
Maybe it was Dave.
Yeah, from Chaz and or Dave.
We're sorry, Dave.
Yeah, or Chaz.
So we'd pick Frusciante as the guitarist, both of us.
Yeah.
Because he's got a lot of versatility.
What about Frusciante with a Matt Bellamy frontman, vocals and rhythm guitar?
Oh my god.
Apart from the fact that I just literally filled my pants with cream.
Would Dave Grohl be the drummer? Because he's in every band. The
reason I thought of this is when you said about System of Blink, I thought of their John Dolmayan, System of a Down's drummer.
Really?
He's a fan. If you think just purely based on Toxicity,
I would pick Travis Barker or
Taylor Hawkins. You're gonna say
no, Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl, yeah.
Yeah. It depends who are we gonna have on bass. We can't have Flea on bass if we're.
No, we can't. They got to be in different bands.
What about? Have you ever listened to Rancid?
Not really.
Bassist is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really fast though. You should probably pick someone more versatile as well.
the bassist from the Seinfeld theme tune. I'd possibly go for Robert Trujillo, who's the Metallica bass player. See, I'd be tempted to, as bad as it sounds, just because Flea's such a great bass player, I'd be tempted to forfeit Frusciante for Flea.
Because you can pick a lot of great guitarists.
Yeah.
It's difficult to pick.
But I think Frusciante would fit in well with most things.
Mm.
So I'd even be tempted to say Matt Bellamy on guitar, Tom Waits on vocals, Flea on bass, and on drums, possibly John Dolmayan from System. I think he's got a good link between power and technicality.
I think the one that's most likely to be up for it is Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Because I think he enjoys being in every single band.
He's already been in enough supergroups.
Yeah.
he's had his share.
Mm. He'd just be like, yeah, I'll do that as well.
Yeah. Put down the chocolate, Dave. We're going to give someone else a go. Joey Jordison, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Slipknot.
He's free as well at the moment.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell as the lead singer.
Lead drummer. Yeah, he's got a good voice. See, again, I'd be tempted to have Jack White as a frontman on guitar and vocals. Jack White with Matt Bellamy on guitar. Jack White with John Frusciante on guitar. Drummer, Joey Jordison. That would work with Jack White. Maybe John Dolmayan, he'd be the sort of link. You always need a tight drummer.
You know, we watched the Will Ferrell, Chad Smith drum off.
Yeah.
What about
Chad Smith?
I did. Well, then we've got like 3 members
Yeah.
of the Chili Peppers, haven't we? We're just replacing
And then it's just an
Anthony
insult
Kiedis.
for Anthony Kiedis. But then he has got great lyricism, so shall we have Anthony Kiedis? They are a great band. They are a supergroup.
The best supergroup we can come up with
Is
is the Red Hot circa 98 to 2006.
That's it. I think there is something in that. They are a supergroup because each member is phenomenal. Okay, so what were you going to say?
I was going to say...
The drum off.
Compare the drum off of Will Ferrell and Chad Smith to a piano, guitar and vocal off between Matt Bellamy and Daniel Johns.
Oh, see, I'd possibly say Matt Bellamy. Probably would say Matt Bellamy. But I like the rawness to Daniel Johns' voice. Do you know what I mean? He's got that gruffness that I don't think Matt... Because you know when he tries to lead into certain vocal lines to make it sound good, it starts raw and then it becomes really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I quite love... But Matt Bellamy's just got that control. So you don't ever worry thinking like, is he going to get there? Do you know what I mean? But then with Daniel Johns, it almost goes really, really raw into really pretty. And I quite like that. And it's almost like it's a struggle. I quite like that when you can feel that they're not struggling to do it, but you feel like they're working towards it. Whereas Matt Bellamy, I think you can just do it. But Matt Bellamy for me is my all-time hero. He's my all-time rock hero.
Really?
Yeah, even after the disagreements I've had with him on the last 2 albums, he's still my utmost
I
hero.
like the last 2 albums.
Well, you're wrong. I'm not. No, I just.
What about a wine-off? Punk rock wine.
Between Tom DeLonge.
Yeah, who would be the best adversary for Tom DeLonge?
Have you heard the guy from Billy Talent?
Yeah.
Maybe him. Maybe Derek.
No, I think he's too...
Derek Smalls from Spinal Tap would be my all-time bass player.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's as whiny as Tom DeLonge?
Mars Volta singer?
No, I think he's closer to a Jack White sort of sound. He sounds a mix between Jack White and Wolfmother.
High pitched.
But he's not whiny. I'm sort of Newfound Glory, All American Reject sort of sound. Whiny.
I think that's your answer.
The guy from Wheaters.
Yeah.
Brendan B. Brown. Just in case you didn't know. That's
Okay.
the guy from Wheaters.
Does he always wear a silly hat and sunglasses like Bono?
I think he's put on weight now. The guy from Wheaters. I'd totally forgotten actually about that Tom DeLonge releasing that EP or whatever it's going to be of songs that he was working on. Do you think he'll sing about like Mark and Tom and just be like
Mark and Travis douchebags?
Yeah, Mark and Travis, yeah. Where are you?
You assholes.
I miss you, Mark. All those things you said, they're out of my head.
You go Cockney Dick Van Dyke there. Out of my head. He's whiny in his own way, isn't he? Like, there's no one as whiny as him.
No.
But he is part of my childhood, so I love him.
We also said the same about Michael Jackson.
Yeah. his parts were in my childhood. Blink 182, as much as I got into him when the Enema of the States hype happened, for me the album that really got me was Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
I still think that's the most quintessential Blink 182 album. People will say Enema of the State, but it's just that next one.
It's still them in their raw form.
Yeah, but it's a little bit more accomplished.
Even down to the album cover.
Getting little pictures on it, do you mean?
Yeah. Take off the plain pants and a jacket.
And then...
Or trousers.
And then there's, for each and every song, there's a little picture.
Oh, is that? I didn't...
And, for example, for the song Story of a Lonely Guy, it's got a picture of a hand, a fist, around a cock.
Do you know why I don't know the album, the individual song pictures? And there's a reason for this, yeah? It's not interesting, and it's going well back into my childhood. I first listened to the album when I had a CD Walkman, and me and my family were going down to Cornwall or Devon. I had Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and Hooray for Boobies. Bloodhound Gang. They were the 3 albums I had on me.
This must have been in 2002 or something.
Pretty much, yeah. I went down, and the album that most got me was Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. But if ever I read in a vehicle, like a car, I'm fine on trains and planes, but if I read in a car I feel sick. So I wouldn't have read the insert. I would just listen to the album, so I think that's why. That's when I was most into it, and I didn't look in the insert, because I always used to look in the inserts. But in planes and trains I'm fine.
What about automobiles?
Depends how much candy I've got. Was he in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember him. I think a Midnight Run's got another guy in it who looks a bit like John Candy, but slimmer.
I had an idea for a new Andrew WK album. He should do an album of cover songs, but they're all songs obviously about partying. There's so many party songs, but they'd all be done in the style of Andrew WK. So he could do, let's say, poppier stuff like Pink's Let's Get the Party Started. Do you remember off Enema of the State, going back to Blink 182, there was the party song?
It's Christmas Eve and I've only got...
No, that's Happy Holidays, you bastard. This was off,
sorry.
that was off a previous album. It was called The Party Song, and it was a Mark Hoppus one. And it was, do you want to come to a party? My pins...
Yeah.
But it would be, do you want to come to a party?
And it's got the palm muting, hasn't it? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. A few random songs like that.
And who did Don't Stop the Party? Is that Pitbull?
That sounds too recent for me.
Yeah, well, it's pretty recent.
There's a song by NoFX called Party Enema.
Your favourite type of enema.
Yeah. I think I'm going to tweet that to Andrew WK. I should do a cover album of party songs of other people's party songs.
I don't know much Andrew WK.
He's done about 5 albums. The first album is the only one that anyone ever knows because it's got Party Hard on and She Is Beautiful.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
No, that was James Blunt. His version was She Is Beautiful. But then he did an album after that which had quite a few ballads on that were a bit like Meatloaf. And then there's a third album that was a little bit more experimental, which was a bit all over the place. But it still had a couple of songs on where he didn't specifically say party, but you know he meant it. For example, the song Not Going to Bed. He didn't say it, but it was pretty clear the reason he was not going to bed.
He didn't say not going to bed, gonna carry on drinking, lots of people in my house, and music is playing.
That's pretty much what it was like.
Going to dance at this gathering.
There's also the song You Will Remember Tonight. You got the definite feeling that the reason you were going to remember that night is that there was a party going on. He's apparently writing a new album, but he also did an improvised piano album.
Really?
Yeah, with no lyrics. No singing. Called 55 Cadillac. And it was written...
Was it called Party?
No, it was written about his car. He just did improvised piano whilst he was thinking about his car.
Was that during a drugs sort of phase?
I don't think he had that. His whole thing is about positive partying.
With the help of ecstasy and ketamine.
He's like a motivational speaker now.
Really?
Yeah.
Against partying.
for partying.
Really?
Seriously.
Is he a straight edge?
No, I think he drinks alcohol. He's a good man.
I never realised there was that much to him. I think
He's kind of got. He started with this whole idea of partying and then tried to add
elaborate on it.
Yeah, tried to add a mythos to it.
So what album would you recommend me next?
I probably shouldn't go for another Chili Peppers one yet.
No.
At some point, I will recommend you the "I'm With You" album, which is the Klinghoffer one.
I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
I've listened to it probably about 20 times and I'm still not ready for it.
Really?
Yeah. I think their next
You
one...
were pretty positive about it before.
I think their next one will be better though. I think he'll have found his groove with the band because at that point it will have been playing with them since... When I saw them in 2006, 2007, he was playing with them then.
Backstage?
As a, well, like sort of a backing guitarist who Frusciante would just sort of wander off and be like, I'm jamming with you now, Josh. But now he's the lead guitarist of the band. So I think by the next album he will have found his sound and groove. So let's wait till then. I gave you the Best of the Cure for the 80s.
I should listen to that, shouldn't I? This is your Best of the Cure.
Yes.
I'll listen to that. How much of your Metallica do you know? You've listened to it, haven't you?
Yeah, I could listen to more though.
Do you know the Master of Puppets album?
No. I've got it, but...
Listen to Master of Puppets. It's an album.
So we're going metal.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you something metal to listen to rather than The Cure?
Yeah.
The temptation to go with Andrew WK.
I was just thinking that just now. Go fuck yourself.
Do I give you my best of Andrew WK or do I give you his original breakout album?
Yeah.
Entitled I Get Wet.
Yeah.
It's the classic. It's the one that's got the front cover with him bleeding from the nose.
Okay.
First track is called...
Party Hard.
No, the first track is called It's Time to Party. The second track is called Party Hard. The review from Kerrang was a 5-star review saying an invitation to the greatest party of all time. NME gave it 8 out of 10 and said he's the saviour of music. Q Magazine, I don't know if Q Magazine is still released or even published.
There was a channel, it was a really shit music channel.
Gave it 4 out of 5 and said bracing, cynical, state of the art fun. Track 1, as I said, It's Time to Party. Track 2, Party Hard. Track 8, Party Till You Puke. Track 9, the slightly more ambiguous Fun Night. So what did you say for me? Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets.
It's definitely a fun album.
What, Andrew WK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've still got like over half of the Jameson left.
Shall I take it home?
Yeah. Well, you bought it. It's yours.
Fair point.
You can't argue with
No.
that. Do you remember the lyrics to By the Way?
Standing in line to see the show tonight and there's a light on. Heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'll be there. Waiting for...
I used to.
Is it Danny the Girl?
Yeah, Danny the Girl, because Danny the Girl is also who they write about in Californication.
Danny California?
By the way, and...
Who is she? Is she a real girl?
I think it's just someone keyed as fucked.
Danny the Girl...
Which could be anyone.
Singing songs to me beneath the marquee.
Yeah, so it's...
Overflow.
Danny the Girl is singing songs to me beneath the marquee. That's easy to do though.
Okay.
So, by the way, I tried to say I know from before.
Yeah. Can't drop. I don't like his lyrics in that bit.
Isn't it? Con job. That's the only one I remember.
I thought it said corn chop when I was trying to go
Corn
pork
chop?
Pork chop.
Black cock. Hold on. Yeah. Black cock.
Black
Green
cock.
Yellow cock. Dead cock. Suck that cock. I know you want to blow on.
That's what it says, isn't it?
Is it? No. Blow that cock. I know you want to throw one. Chuck that.
Did you say blow that?
Knob, I know you want to sew one. Slap that. I don't know.
I don't know how it goes. So you know how you're doing the like this, like standing in line, I see the shoulder line, there's a light on. That is the same as, but just knocks it down.
Yeah.
And then that is the same as that, just play different place. You go standing in line, I see the shoulder line, and there's a light on, heavy glow. Out of way, I tried to say I'd be there.
Waiting for any girl singing songs to me, beneath the marquee of a song. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. Ooh, wow.
Yeah. But
Oh wait,
basically
wrong song. Sorry, I should have practiced the going inside one.
Should practice going inside. That without the. That's it. You know that note there? That first note?
That one.
Take your middle finger out. Yeah, and bar the first finger on that, yeah. It's cool.
I think we digressed. Because I picked up the guitar.
Isn't he got a song called I Digress?
Huh?
Has he got a song called I Digress?
He's got a lot of songs.
That's just giving up. Isn't he got a song called I Digress?
He's got a song called Your Pussy's Glued to a Building on Fire. What more can I say?
I'm sure he's got a song called I Digress, so I'm going to have a look now. Oh, do you know what it is? It's for that boy. And I digress. I'm leaving on.
Yeah, that's a completely different band.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That was a shit.
Is this going to be too... I've just seen you got a history of violence in your DVD cabinet. Have you watched it?
Oh, you mean the bit where he's naked and he falls down in the shower or something? I don't know.
I think you're thinking of one of your films.
Isn't there a bit where, like, Vigo's got his cock out? Is that the right film? Yeah.
And then he has sex with his wife.
Probably. He's loud.
Have you seen Eastern Promises?
No.
Have you heard of it?
Just get his cock out in that.
Well, he's naked in the Roman baths.
Oh. What's the director?
David Cronenberg.
Yeah. Cronenberg likes cock. Well, he likes to have cocks out in his films.
Cocks out.
Cocks out. Okay.
Have you seen History of Violence? Did you like it?
I did like it from what I remember.
I think you'd like Eastern Promises. It's set... Vigo plays a Russian mafia guy. It's a film of two halves, as is most Cronenberg films.
Didn't you recommend... you say it's a film of two halves. Have you seen the Jeremy Irons one that he made?
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Not that one. That
Lolita.
Jeremy Irons plays two characters in it.
Oh.
I think two twins.
Oh, I don't know. I know he played a character in Lion King.
Yes. What was I saying? Switch to the cock. No, you recommended me a film with Vigo in.
Eastern Promises just now.
No, it wasn't that. It was before that. It was a while ago.
History of Violence. Lord of the Rings.
Also had Keira Knightley.
I don't think this was me.
I'm sure.
Pretty sure.
Some dude recommended me. Viggo Mortensen plays Sigmund Freud. And Michael Fassbender.
No, I didn't recommend it. I wish I had recommended this film to you.
It's awesome. It's really, really good.
Let's have a look at the old Fassbender, see what he's been doing. Would you know the song if I said it? It's not a song, is it?
Yeah, I'd know the title of the film if you mentioned it.
Yeah. Band of Brothers.
It's not Band of Brothers.
It's the first one that came up. The Devil's Whore. Hunger.
No, it's not.
A Dangerous Method.
That's it.
Because on the front it's got Michael Fassbender, Viggo Mortensen and Keira Knightley. He's Carl Jung.
That's it.
Not Sigmund Freud. Oh, Viggo Mortensen's Sigmund Freud, yeah. You said that. I just read it wrong and I'm drunk. Oh, see, even going on, Vincent Cassell's in it. Do you know Vincent Cassell?
Yeah, Lahane.
Lahane. He was in Black Swan.
Mm.
Have you seen Irreversible?
No.
I thought you might have seen Irreversible.
Oh, you told me about that and it was dirty.
It was terrible. It's a great film, great film.
The thing I remember most about Black Swan...
He's in Eastern Promises, weirdly enough, at Figo.
The thing I remember most about Black Swan...
is them two getting off of each other.
Yeah.
Have you seen Brotherhood of the Wolf? He's in. Vincent Cassell.
Let's try and segue back into music.
Yeah.
If we can.
Hopefully we'll get sponsored by Segway. Both get Segways.
What was the last CD you bought?
I got a feeling it was Joanna Newsom's Ease.
Really? Did you actually buy the CD itself?
Yeah.
When was that?
A year or two ago. I'm going to check
A
my...
year or two
Yeah,
ago?
I don't really buy CDs, you know me, I listen to YouTube. What was the last one you bought this day?
The last CD I bought is probably at least a week ago.
At least.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, it's arrived by now in the post. So.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah. Bowling for Soup's album from 1997 entitled Rock On Honourable Ones.
Did that have Girl All the Bad Guys Want?
No, that's 2002. Drunk Enough to
Oh,
Dance.
2007, I was thinking 97.
97.
97, you said that?
97, yeah.
Bloody hell, they were going on that long.
I think they've been going since like 94, 95. A few of the tracks had like horn sections and were like ska songs. It wasn't amazing. It was nice to listen to their roots. One of the very interesting things about it was the insert design and album cover and
Which was what?
inlay. It looked like it was designed on PowerPoint or Microsoft Publisher from the late 90s.
Oh, Microsoft Publisher.
It had like...
Does that even exist anymore?
Do you remember Comic Sans?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it looked.
Microsoft Publisher. I remember we used to... That was in IT the main thing we used at school, which dates us quite a lot.
If I hand over the CD to you, have a little peruse at obviously the front cover.
Yeah.
But most importantly, if I leave you a moment to look at the insert, tell me if you spy anything weird on it.
I see what you mean, Comic Sans. It's very basic. Got the big guitarist.
Looking particularly at people with makeup on.
Which ones? There's several.
Well, from what I remember, they've blacked up one of them.
Is that it? I didn't want to say it. Is that what it is?
Why did you not want to say it?
Is that the fat guy?
I think
Same guy?
Yeah.
They just blacked him up as a Rasta. Because that was a politically correct thing to do in the 90s. That's terrible. I didn't want to say it. I thought, is that just a member of their band?
No. That's not.
But it's the same guy as the normal fat guy.
And he's a Chinese guy in that picture, yes.
I've seen them live.
I've seen them live.
And have you seen how massive the fat guy is?
As big as I expected.
Like, he's dwarfed by his guitar. No, he dwarfs his guitar. That's what I meant. He like is massive.
It's all trick photography like Lord of the Rings. He's actually really small.
Yeah. Microsoft Publisher, which doesn't exist anymore, does it?
I don't think so, because a lot of what you could do in Microsoft Publisher
Word.
you can do in between Word and PowerPoint, which both still exist.
We used to use that at school. It had a purple sort of background, purple when it loaded up. One of our first IT lessons in Year 7 was to create your own business cards. And I created a hitman business where I'd assassinate people. I called it Aragorn's Hitman Service. And I've called it, first I called it Strider's Hitman Service, and then I changed it to Aragorn's, or Aragon I think I called it. So it was using like Comic Sans and stuff.
But the reason I got that Bowling for Soup album is because they've released their own greatest hits album, but they've re-recorded every track. They're doing 2 albums actually. They're doing the first 10 years and then the second 10 years they're going to do. But their early stuff, like particularly the songs they've re-recorded off that one from the 90s, sound amazing compared to how they sounded before. But it's weird them recording their slightly later ones which they did in a professional studio anyway, and they've re-recorded it in their own professional studio, and it's just a slightly alternative version of the song.
I guess it sounds a bit more full.
Yeah, I mean the singer's voice is a little bit different. It's got a slight better range. It's a little bit more full, but they change a couple of the lyrics as well.
I've got a really self-indulgent thing in me where if I stop listening to a band,
they stop recording music.
Yeah.
No, there are people like me who still listen to the music.
That's it, but you guys keep it going, and then it actually and then when you say all this thing, I think, but how? I stopped listening to that. There's no way they kept going. There's no way they could fund another album without me listening to it.
Another one is Real Big Fish. They kept going, even though most of their original impact, all except the lead singer, left and were replaced by the lead singer. But they did a Greatest Hits album where they re-recorded 3 discs worth of their own songs. So their old stuff sounded way better, and their not so old stuff sounded slightly alternative, and you're like, why did you do this? But it's quite interesting, and I bought that. I'm one of the few people that did.
I think there's a lot of you out there. Enough to keep them employed. It's just weird. I just kind of think all these bands, they don't exist anymore.
They do. I listen to them.
I know you. I know that. I feel really bad. I just kind of.
There are a few that disappeared into nothing, like JJ72 have disappeared into nothing.
Muse.
No, Muse are still very popular and filling stadiums.
Somehow. I don't know how I started listening to them. I told you. I started listening to them back in the early 2000s.
Did you stop listening to music around about 2006?
It sounds bad. I pretty much Stadium Arcadium was the last album I probably got into. I just play music a lot. It sounds silly. Not actually listening to anything new. I kind of feel bad because I used to be really into it. I used to properly listen to stuff. But then I kind of watch films more and stuff. Got more into the old AV. Audio Viz.
When I last went to my mum's, I picked up my old VHS player.
I've still got my VHS player. It's great to have, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to just try and fuck it or something.
With your rectangular flat cock.
I just keep pressing eject and I'm trying to push it back in at the same time.
Some sort of digital rape. I used to record every Friday and Saturday night. Well, I used to spend alternate weekends at my mum's and my dad's. So, like, you haven't, no. I used to spend alternate weekends, so if I was at my mum's, she had Sky 1, so I'd sit there and watch Buffy and Angel. But then if I went to my dad's, I would...
Watch porn.
Watch loads of porn. With my dad, no. I would, he didn't have Sky, so I'd time record Buffy and Angel 8 o'clock till 9 and 9 o'clock till 10 on Sky 1 on a Friday night. And I'd record it, and then when I got home, it must have been on a Sunday, I'd be like, oh my fucking god, I got Buffy, and I can fast forward the adverts. and I'd sit there and I'd watch them, and it was massive excitement for me. I used to proper love doing that, and it was the same with VHS, and the quality would get dwindle and dwindle.
At the same time, I would have been living at home with my mum, and we'd watch through Buffy, and then at the advert break between Buffy and Angel, we'd phone my sister and discuss what we've just seen. Like, oh my god, can you believe you just see this?
That's cool. It was great, weren't it, Buffy? When it got into its stride, mate, it was amazing. It was weird, the adverts on Sky 1, because it was more American almost, but like they had the bit of Buffy, then they had the intro theme bit, then they have like 2 minutes, then an advert, like 5-10 minutes in, then they'd have an advert at past, then another advert at 10:02, then they have it, and it was like weird. Cause I was used to it being like just like 15 minutes a time, and it was like a different sort of schedule for adverts. And I feel like a real sad bastard sitting there talking to you about advert schedules of something from the 90s. But yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, I like that, and I liked Angel. I preferred Angel in a way.
It was darker.
Yeah, but it was 9 o'clock.
Also,
it was definitely darker than 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Also, Cordelia's massive tats.
See, I used to have a thing for Anya.
No, out of everyone.
And Darla.
Oh yes, Darla. But Anya, no.
No?
Out of everyone.
You sound like you actually against that, like
no, just
actively against that.
Out of every character, even the men.
Really?
No. No, I wasn't interested.
Buffy was always my favourite. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar, I used to. Do you know a girl? My mum was a childminder, and she looked after a girl who I had a poster of Buffy on my wall. Sarah Michelle Gellar, and she. You know, you had those pens where if you write in fountain pen, and you got the blue and white pen to wipe out the fountain pen bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the correction pens where you could wipe out and then correct it with the blue bit, but the blue bit you could never erase.
Yeah.
She got that blue bit and drew tits on Buffy.
I know.
And it ruined the poster I had in my room.
No.
Yeah.
I liked all of them.
Yeah. Willow grew on me eventually, but only after American Pie.
I like Willow when she went a bit darker. She started going a bit goth.
Went lesbian.
Yeah, went lesbian. And particularly there's one episode where there was a alternate vampire version of Willow, and
oh shit! She had black pupils,
and she was a bit lesbian-y with Willow.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, that messed with me inside in a good way.
It was your finger messing with you. So.
Do you remember in Angel there was a girl that Wesley dated briefly who had like gingery red hair?
What was her name?
I can't remember, but the episode was about her. She was going to turn 18.
No, I don't remember that.
And when she was going to turn 18, she was going to be like sacrificed or something, so that her dad would live forever. He'd be immortal. And yeah, she was hot.
Do you know who was hot? The guy in Angel who used to sing the demon, that like Barry Manilow.
Lorne.
Lorne, that was it.
Yeah.
Do you remember there's one where he goes back to his hometown?
Yeah.
Because they're all like they can't hear music without being tortured, and he went stop. In the name of love. He started singing that. Oh, it hurts my ears.
Do you remember there was one that was dancing around, and I can't remember what it was called, like Nympha or something. Each time something happened in the town, someone would say like, Nympha, do the dance of shame, or do the dance of joy. And that was Joss Whedon.
Was it?
Yeah. They couldn't bring back that show.
What do you mean?
Because the the actors will have aged, so they can't play the non-aging vampires.
Ah, yeah, I never thought of that. David Boreanaz. He did Bones, didn't he?
Yeah. Which I've never really watched, but it's gone for like 8 or 9 seasons now.
Really? Yeah.
Unless they write something that's just the story where vampires start aging, which seems a little too tailor-made.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Spike was my favourite.
Yeah, Spike was awesome.
Yeah. Weirdly enough...
Fucked him.
I did fuck him. In the daylight.
In the daylight, yeah. And you're like, why wouldn't you turn to Ash?
Yeah. Ash from Pokemon.
That's the only way I can come.
I was going to say, without...
And give me AIDS.
Yeah. There we go.
So...
I was going to say, I know someone with the same name as Spike in real life, which is James Masters.
Do you?
But I don't want to reveal his identity.
So for the next episode, again, we plan to review HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.